Hello my friends and welcome back to PhilosoGaming. What makes a narrative gaming masterpiece? Part 6. Skyrim. Last time on this adventure to try to find how ludonarrative dissonance affects the quality of a game, we talked about Nier, and how it was a pure antithesis to our original theory. Originally, we thought that minimizing the ludonarrative dissonance was the key to removing that barrier between player and the myriad superbly crafted elements that must come together to create a gaming masterpiece. Nier, however, achieving nearly perfect ludonarrative resonance amidst its weirdness, actually created that barrier instead. Having found a pure counterexample, I sort of have no choice but to throw out the original hypothesis and try to find a new conclusion. So the final masterpiece game I will look at will be something completely different. Bethesda's The Elder Scrolls has been a critically acclaimed series for nearly every installation. Skyrim in particular has become a beast of its own. The game is more than 10 years old, the entire relative lifespan of a console generation, and has only gotten more popular with a growing player base for the entire period. On top of that, a massive modding community has developed, which continually expands, reimagines the game's world, and even provided the tools necessary to create entirely new fan games within the game's structure. However, when playing the game, the number of immersion-breaking moments are massive. From placing baskets on people's head, constantly hearing the guards and townspeople say the same lines to you, to all sorts of people and creature just flying into the sky.
You know what I'm talking about, Bethesda. It's that charming little glitch, I think? It's hard to tell with your games what's a glitch and what's a feature, since the two seem to be inextricably intertwined.
Skyrim was not only famous for its massive open world, huge variety of quests, diverging and converging paths, and complete free character creation, but merely every one of hundreds of ludonarrative dissonant gaps became memes with a life of their own. While normally considered annoying, out of place, or disappointing, Skyrim's gaps were all moments of pure comedy that enhanced the enjoyment of the game and the camaraderie of the community. Personally, I spent an unhealthy amount of time playing Skyrim at university, and I remember getting launched into the sky by giants and skeeving out bandits with stealth gameplay, and none of it ever pulled me out of the experience. To help explain why I think this is the case, I will turn to the series that inspired the format for this one. Link in the description below, for GopherVids recently did a video series analyzing what he liked about each game in order to understand what he called the Elder Scrolls formula. And it's that formula that I believe is the key to understanding why Skyrim could overcome this problem of needing to avoid ludonarrative dissonance. In discussing the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, and also Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, Gopher's formula defined the core engagement of the series as exploration plus creation equals replayability. In creating a world that encouraged the player to always go further and see what's over the next ridge, but never forcing the player to do anything. Even the main quest's storyline, players were free to explore a fully detailed world in their own way. Character creation was equally as free, because you can always find a new way to play or change your character to experiment with a different playstyle. However you create your character in both the customization screen at the start and your choices as you play have ramifications, but none so significant that the player is blocked from going and doing what they want to do. What results is that us players gain a feeling that the story and the world are uniquely ours. The game and what happens in it are our own creations. And as a result, ludonarrative dissonance completely does not matter. Being able to scale a cliff on horseback doesn't make any sense, but it gives the player more power to explore. Placing a basket over the shopkeeper's head to steal is stupid and weird, but it defines the kind of character you have chosen to play. Discovering a moment of ludonarrative dissonance was just another part of the story we players created. Thus, these moments became a part of the experience, rather than something that pulled us out of the game. Skyrim represents not merely an antithesis to my original hypothesis, but seemingly it is completely irrelevant to it. So what is the next step? What can we learn from comparing these masterpieces side by side? And what new conclusion can I draw knowing my original hypothesis has been proven wrong? Join me next week as I combine what we've learned to answer the question, what makes a narrative gaming masterpiece once and for all? Thank you so much for watching, and stay true.